It is December the 13th, 2021. I'm Andy, and this is the Minorcan Mullet Report from the Golden Ray Rec site and the Port of Brunswick. Again today, we start out in the Sound, a nice view of the Jekyll Island Fishing Pier from St.simons, and we want to start scanning by. We want to show you guys that the top part of the environmental barrier is coming up. We can see that they're beginning to pick it up with the crane, and they are laying it on the joining barge. We can see that the netting that stretches down from the water surface down to the seabed, that part is still in place, but the top part, that floating top barrier that they put down to try to keep the oil inside the area of the wreck site, is being picked up and being placed on the barge. And we can kind of see that laying there, and we've got some closer shots of that. We see the American tug alongside the barge, and I believe we got the Rachel there out with the assist, and we can see this eastern part of the environmental barrier is still in place. It's still there, and they're kind of working their way around the site here, getting this this top piece picked up. It looks like it's a procedure and a process, from what we could tell. We didn't actually see any of the parts of that environmental, the top boom part, being picked up while we were out earlier in the morning. We did see them with a piece suspended in the afternoon, so it's ongoing. They're working on it, but it looks like there's definitely a process to it, and we can say that because we could see the Duke, the dive boat, in operation, and we could actually see a diver on the deck of the boat, and you can kind of make out the middle individual towards the bow of the boat there. That is one of the divers suited up. So he's going down to do some battle with something down below, but these guys are actively working, and actually we got a picture here of them in their equipment. And we're still seeing the safety vessel. It is still out there along with a couple of other support boats, but they're still making their rounds as well. Now, over in the Port of Brunswick, where the Mars Company is still actively dismantling section number 4. This is the last section of the Golden Ray that was brought in from the wreck site, and this is the second piece that is being dismantled here in the port. The first one being section 5. It is already gone, but here we see the mighty crane Thor with a piece of that section 4 suspended, and they were in the process of swinging that over and setting this down on the deck. It's almost like they're playing a game of Tetris or something. They've got a plan for stacking these pieces up on the deck, and we watched this process for a while today while they were involved with getting this piece down and on the barge. And the Mars Company is making some excellent headway. These guys are really moving. They say they're going to do something, and they do it, and they're right out here in the open showing us exactly what they're doing. And these guys they're careful, they're precise, and they're getting things done. We don't expect that this remaining piece that's on the dry dock of the remaining part of section 4 is going to be here very long. It looks like it's going to go away pretty doggone quick. It is a very impressive lift when you consider that this remaining piece of Section 4 is about as tall as a 10-story building. We kind of fly the drone over and take a look down the side of it. Kind of comes into perspective of just how tall and massive this piece of this section of the ship actually is. Now, the vehicles that were remaining in this section, they've been pulled out, and we can kind of see here as we're going to fly in so you guys can understand the size of this operation. As we pull in, you can see, yeah, those are cars, individual vehicles that are just piled up in a heap in this hopper barge. And not only the cars, but the bits and pieces that were remaining in there that were sheared, broken, lost their integrity in the process of ripping the ship apart with the anchor chain. We can see a bit of that down in this barge as well. You know, we hate getting away from the Golden Ray site without at least getting a good look at a tug. So yeah, here we go. Mr. Jonah out in the East River in the Port of Brunswick, kind of maneuvering back alongside the barge that was receiving these big pieces, and just really a neat shot here. And you can see the Thor with that section of the ship kind of suspended right there, right in the middle of that lift. We've had several members of the Minorcan Navy say, you know, why aren't these teams using an electromagnet to help with the separation and picking up of these pieces? Well, here we are, and this is on one of the Fuchs 390s, the pair that the Mars Company has in Brunswick. And up from this, off the tip of the boom here of this one is, in fact, what we do believe to be an electromagnet. So, you know, I guess that we were just waiting for the right time to see some of this equipment. But yeah, it's here, and it looks like these guys are going to be utilizing it. And one more thing before we go here and we leave the Thor, we got to share this with you again. This beautiful artwork of Thor swinging that mighty hammer over in the Port of Brunswick. things are moving along really well in Brunswick. Mars Company seems to have things well in hand. Last thing we want to share with you guys is on December the 16th at 6 o'clock over at the St.simons Casino. Those local members of the Minorcan Navy, if you're so interested, there's going to be kind of a question and answer period regarding the fine that was levied, as well as whatever is going to transpire with the remaining cleanup. And should be an interesting talk. We're planning on being there and be able to cover some of that for you guys. But that's about all we've got for the report today. We're going to ask you, if you haven't done it yet, to click on that subscribe button. Send us some comments, share the video, and most of all, we want you guys to stay safe out there.